Mass Effect is a love-hate relationship. On one hand, they are some of the most imaginative games of all time that spawned one of the greatest sci-fi universes ever. But on another, each game was stricken with problems, most notably the third with its ending. You see, Mass Effect on a larger scale told the story not of Commander Shepard and the Reapers, but of a galaxy thrust into a never-ending conflict between organics and synthetics. And after all the choices we made, characters we fell in love with, and moments that will live on with us forever, none of it mattered in the end. It all came down to three choices: red, blue, green. Contrary to popular belief though, I actually liked the ending of the Mass Effect Trilogy. And even more controversial, I liked the green ending, not the red, not the blue. For too long, we have been told the red ending was the best. The destruction of all synthetic life was the correct choice. The choice that ended the Reapers once and for all. It is the ending hinted at in the new Mass Effect game trailers, the ending that we see Shepard survive in, and the ending that the large majority of the Mass Effect community has chosen as their own. But what if I told you that the entire community, developers and players alike, all fell for one big lie? Towards the end of Mass Effect 3, we see the conclusion of the Quarian-Geth conflict. After defeating a Reaper, the entire Geth armada becomes non-hostile. They are no longer being controlled by the ancient machines. But Legion comes to you with a proposition: to allow the Reaper code to be re-uploaded, but this time along with allowing the Geth to have their own free will. That way they can assist organics in taking down the Reapers. If you accept, you gain the assistance of the Geth at the loss of the Quarians, but if you refuse, you doom the Geth to extinction, with Legion turning on you to try and save his people. You see, the Reapers were right all along. Because the moment Legion and the Geth began to have free will, the moment those units did in fact have a soul, the moment they turned from synthetics into organics, they turned on their creators. That isn't because the Geth are evil, but rather, by becoming like the organics, they became violent at any cost to survive. The Reapers are necessary to preserve organic life as we know it. Leaving the Asari, Quarians, Turians, humans, and Geth to their own devices will lead to countless billions dead, and result in a never-ending conflict where each species at its very core fights to survive, eventually resulting in the destruction of all life as we know it. It's a story that we learned about in the Leviathan DLC. The Reapers have been harvesting organic life for countless cycles now. The Protheans before us, and thousands of other civilizations before them. But you see, the Leviathans are the ones that created the Reapers in the first place. In their timeline, the problems between organics had reached a fever pitch, with billions and trillions dying, famines killing many, and death and destruction assured. The Reapers were created by the Leviathans with one prime directive: to protect organic life at all costs. Why are we assuming the Reapers have bad intentions? Maybe they realized the only way to save us was through these drastic measures. In fact, we learn from the Leviathans that each of these cycles has been some sort of research by the Reapers to some goal we are unaware of. So what if what they are really up to isn't about killing humans and organics, but rather their only hope of saving them? The Reaper's cycle of killing all intelligent organic life in the Milky Way every 50,000 years seems like a never-ending path of death and destruction. But rather, it could be them leading us to our salvation. They were created originally with that specific goal to protect us at all costs, in a universe where organic life was on the verge of driving one another to extinction. The Reapers realize that left to our own devices, organics would always, in every situation, kill one another. If we chose the destruction ending, we simply are pushing this problem further down in our history books. One day, organics would once again create artificial intelligence, and once again, that intelligence, just like the Reapers, would restore the cycle they deem necessary to protect us. The destruction, or red ending, actually solves nothing at all. Here's something you might not have realized either. The crucible that the organic races found plans for that gives us a chance at beating the Reapers in Mass Effect 3. Well, look at this definition for what a crucible actually is. A situation of severe trial, or in which elements interact, leading to the creation of something new. The very device we are building to take down the Reapers is our biggest clue. That very device itself is named after a trial to create something new. It's an analogy. You see, the Crucible was plans left by the Reapers for organics to eventually construct, and through countless cycles they have gotten close, but only in ours have we finally reached the pinnacle. By constructing the Crucible, Shepard is finally given the chance to meet the Star Child, and through him Shepard is given a chance to destroy organics or synthetics and further wedge this divide between us, or to finally make our ascension into a new being that can finally break the cycle. The Reaper's real plan all along. The cycles were nothing more than the Reapers slowly leading organics to their ascension, slowly preparing Shepard to finally make the right choice, to show organics were truly finally ready to synthesize with machines. Mass Effect, on a broader scale, showed us that without this sort of ascension, organics would doom themselves to extinction with time. But the question becomes, is that really true? Or am I just another indoctrinated individual? After all, organics do seem to always have a way to somehow make things work. We see that in our very own timeline here on Earth. Regardless of many countries having nukes, wars, and destruction, we as humans have always come out on top and made it work. So maybe the Mass Effect universe isn't so different, and by destroying all the Reapers and synthetic life, we give ourselves another chance to fight and do right this time. But are we really going to believe that? Or the story we learned from the Leviathans, rather, of countless millions of years of history, of civilizations that have succumbed to the inevitable demise at the hands of organics that fight each other for the need for survival? If anything, when we see Tali'Zorah and Legion, when we see the Geth and the Quarians finally come together and help one another, we see the real lesson of Mass Effect. The Reapers have finally gotten organics to a place where they are ready to work with synthetics to combine our powers into one being. And maybe that means choosing the green ending does mean you're indoctrinated. But maybe we had it wrong all along. Maybe it is only by being indoctrinated that we can finally end this bloody cycle that forever thrust organics into peril. Maybe the Reapers were right all along. Maybe Sovereign was our hero. And it's just our human nature to never stop fighting that makes us like the red ending, destruction. But maybe, just maybe, the Reapers, who were originally created to protect organic life at all cost, actually found a way. And maybe the real best way, and the most human thing we can do, the one that protects us and all those we love at all costs, is the one that this community hates so much. You see, Mass Effect was never about Shepard. It was never about the Reapers, and it was never about whether or not we got indoctrinated. It was about that never-ending fight we have in our souls to survive, and the human race finally finding a way out of it. We learned through so many moments in the series that synthetics do in fact have a soul, just as we do. And it's high time we looked into ours, and finally took that step towards synthesis, towards breaking this poetic cycle in this amazing series of games. Destruction would always lead to the same problems we have always had before. But by choosing the green ending, synthesis, we show that everything Shepard did was for a reason. That every moment we had with the characters we love and adore was building towards something, a chance at a new future. Just as we saw with Ryder and Sam in Andromeda, synthetics and organics can become something greater together. And it's only by taking this step that we can close the last chapter on Mass Effect beautifully.